quick thought I wanted to share about the world, life, people, love. I was thinking, in the coming times, current times even, in the current times though, it seems like one of the greatest expressions of love that you could probably do for somebody that you care about, is helping them to have financial freedom. So, freedom of choice. And actually, it doesn't have to necessarily be financial freedom. In some cases, I think of stories where people are trapped and they have money, but they don't have emotional freedom, or they don't have freedom of choice for some reason. It is freedom of choice that helps a person feel free. Like, if you think about all the slaves that, well, I was actually thinking more of modern day slaves. Okay. I have to be careful with that word because there's a lot of attachment to certain scenarios or certain when I'm saying modern day slaves, I'm not referring to the actual slavery that's out there, which is horrifying and wish did not exist. By the way, if you're out there and you don't know about the slave trade that's currently going on, please have some awareness, because I'm somebody who doesn't even watch the news, and actually it's not something they talk about on the news, is it? No. But in modern day slavery, the people who work for corporations and offices and places where they don't have a say in their life, in how they do business, how they be an employee, what their employee world is like, what their job is like, what their life is like. When you don't have a say or a voice in your living conditions, that's essentially like being a slave. You have to work in order to put food on the table and in order to do things. It's like a form of serfdom. So anyways, that's why I'm saying that one of the greatest gifts of love, an expression of love that you could do, is helping a person to be having the freedom of choice. I know in all moments you have choice. In all moments there's choice of how you handle a situation. But freedom to live life how you want to live it, how you'd like to live it. Freedom to go after your dreams with ease, with hope, with empowerment. Helping a person to feel empowered, helping a person to feel hope. These days, one of the best ways you could do it is with financial freedom. Now, of course, there is some dangers in that if you give a person money, just straight up money, then they might spend it on drugs, or they might spend it on frivolous things that give them a temporary help in their life, but not a more longer lasting help. And so I understand not wanting to give money straight up to people. In fact, when we become billionaires, I probably won't hand people straight up cash unless I'm paying for their service. But if I was, when I become super wealthy so that I can spend money on people, I'd probably say, okay, Let me know what your 5 greatest wishes are, or hopes are, things that you'd like to accomplish are. Or what are your passions? Where do you feel most struggling, and where is your stress? Where do you most need help? And I'd have them list off the top 10 things. That way I could have a choice of where I wanted to invest my money in helping them in. And I'd probably ask to pay for things directly. Like if it was a bill, I'd ask to pay the bill directly. Or I'd start a trust fund for somebody that they could use under the conditions that I have. That's probably what I would do if I was wealthy, but I think when you truly care about someone, giving them that freedom of getting to spend it however they want, that's a definite expression of love and caring and joy and celebration. I don't know what your love language is, but if your love language is gifts, instead of just giving them gifts of jewelry or food, which is very nice because people are hungry and want to taste things, but anyways, I just want you to consider this act of love. The other great act of love that you can give people is your presence. Not advice. Please avoid advice. Please avoid suggestions of how you think their life could be better. Please. Because that doesn't give acceptance, allowing. So if you can't give financial freedom to somebody, the next best thing is pure and utter acceptance and appreciation for how a person is, and allowing of another person's existence, however they choose to live, however they want to live. Only give suggestions or advice only if somebody asks for it, or only if you're just doing it in a generic, like, I'm making a generic YouTube for anyone who wants to hear my advice and if you want to listen to it. But don't force a friend or a person to hear your suggestions or advice. And I'm sure I'm a massive hypocrite in this. I'm definitely a massive hypocrite. But that's something I'd like to work on myself, is not giving suggestions or advice unless it's asked for, unless it's wanted. And most times it's not. So, if you aren't of financial means to help people financially have the freedom of gift, of choice, of doing things how they want to do things, or living or going empowering their dreams, then the next best thing is giving that pure, utter, allowing, acceptance, appreciation, the 3 A's. Let's help the world around us feel completely and utterly accepted as they are. That doesn't mean that you condone violence or ways that people might hurt you, or bypassing your boundaries. Keep your boundaries. And in your world, they're limited by what they can do to hurt you or help, or even help you, because sometimes your help can be unwanted. Ask for the help that you want in the way you want it, always keeping in mind helping them the way they want to be helped. So if you want to help someone, always find out it the way it is. The things that, listen and find out what gives them joy. What are the things that give the person that you love joy? Pay attention. And when you think you know what it is, ask and verify, because often what you think it is isn't really what they think it is. So ask a person, say, would you enjoy this gift before you give it to them? Anyways, I just wanted to share these expressions of contemplations about different forms of showing love. I'd love to hear your opinion of how you like love being shown to you and how you like to show love. So in the comments below, there are two different things I've noticed: how you like to receive love and how you like love to be given. Love to hear your thoughts, and may you feel hugged. Remember, there is that phone number out there that you can use to call us, 1-800-320-9643. Or if you already know our number and you already know how to contact us, then let us set up something like a Zoom call or a prepaid Zoom call or prepaid phone call. Alright, the air conditioner is about to go back on, so the sound's going to be noisy again. Let's end it here, and may you be a fountain of love, a conduit, a fountain of love for all those around you.